Multiplying by multiples of tens, hundreds, and thousands. In this lesson, you'll be using the pattern of multiplying by tens, hundreds, and thousands from the previous lesson to help multiply larger numbers by the multiples of tens, hundreds, and thousands. If you recall from the last lesson, when we move to the left in our place value chart, it's like multiplying by 10 for one jump. 2 jumps is multiplying by 100, 3 jumps, 1,000, 4 jumps, 10,000, 5 jumps, 100,000, and 6 jumps in the millions. What this essentially means is that we can multiply a base problem and then attach zeros depending upon how many jumps or moves to the left on our place value chart we moved. Let's take a look. If we were asked to multiply 62 times 80, before we jump in to just do our multiplication, we might want to pause and say to ourselves, are either of the numbers a multiple of a 10, or 100, or 1,000? Well, 80 is a multiple of 10, and since it's a multiple of 10, we can actually break it apart. So we can look at this problem and break away the base problem, which would be 62 times 8. Now, mathematically speaking, what we would see is the use of parentheses here, where we would have 62 times 8, which is our base problem, times our 10. See, the associative property of multiplication allows us to break apart our numbers and multiply them in different orders. Now, I know that seems like a whole lot, so we're going to look at it in a more basic fashion. We're going to be showing our work like this. I have my 62 times 8, and I'm going to write it like I would traditionally write my multiplication. Once I do that, I can multiply and get my answer of 496. I'm going to take my answer and write it down here. Now I'm not quite done, because I can't forget that my problem is not 62 times 8, it's actually 62 times 80. If we have a 0 or zeros on the left, we can attach the same amount to the right. In this case, we only have 1 0, so we'll go ahead and attach it. My last step would be to make sure that I have commas. So I go ahead and put my comma in. So my number sentence now reads, 62 times 80 is equal to 4,960. In the next lesson, we'll discuss rounding and why rounding is so important to make sure that we have attached the correct amount of zeros. Now it's your turn to try. Multiply 54 times 20. Pause the video here and give it a try. Let's see if you're correct. When looking at 54 times 20, do you see a multiple of 10? You should. Therefore, you should break apart the 54 times 20 into 54 times 2 with the 0 off to the side. We show our work as 54 times 2 to get 108. Once we have our 108, we'll write it down and attach that 0 from the left onto the right to get the answer of 1,080. Now let's look at a multiplication problem with the pattern of 100. So we have 931 times 700. Again, before jumping into that multiplication, we want to think to ourselves, are either of those numbers a multiple of 100? In fact, 700 is a multiple of 100. And since 700 is a multiple of 100, we're going to break apart our base problem. And our base problem would be 931 times 7. Again, mathematically looking at this, we would be saying that we would have 931 times 7, and then off to the side is times 100. Mathematically speaking, this is true because we can move the parentheses around the 7 times 100, and 7 times 100 gets us to our original problem of 931 times 700. But that's not really what we want to do. We want to look at it in a more basic sense. So we'll write 931 times 7. Once we multiply that, we get 6,517. And I'm going to write my answer up on that line. You might be quick to say, excuse me, you didn't put a comma in there. but I don't want to attach a comma until I'm completely done. See, I have those two zeros there on the left-hand side, which may cause me to have to move my comma or confuse me, and I'll have too many commas in my number. So I'm going to wait until I'm finished and then place my commas. So let's go back to those zeros on the left. If there are 2 on the left, we need 2 on the right. Now we can put in our commas. So the number sentence is now 931 times 700 is equal to 651,700. It's your turn. Multiply 78 times 900. Pause the video here and give it a try. Did you see that 900 is a multiple of 100 and that you can pull out the base problem of 78 times 9? So you'll have 78 times 9, which should have gotten you 702. You place that on the line, attach the 2 zeros from the left onto the right, place your commas correctly, and you'll end up with 70,200. Now we'll look at the pattern using 1000s. We have multiply 405 times 3000. We're going to look which of those numbers is a multiple of 1000. You should have seen that 3000 is. So we can pull the base problem of 405 times 3 out. And once again, we'll look at it more mathematically. Our associative property of multiplication allows us to split that 3 from the 1000, so we can multiply 405 times 3 on its own. And that's exactly what we're going to do when we show our work. Our 405 times 3 gets us 1,215. Remember, no commas just yet, but we are going to look at those zeros. There are 3 zeros on the left-hand side, so we'll put 3 zeros on the right-hand side. And now it's time for the commas. Our final number sentence looks like this. 405 times 3000 is equal to 1,215,000. It's your turn again. Multiply 946 times 5,000. Pause the video here and give it a try. If you recognize that 5,000 as a multiple of 1,000, you're correct. Our base problem is 946 times 5. I'm going to show my work by doing 946 times 5, which gets me 4,730. Again, no commas. I'll notice that there are 3 zeros on the left-hand side, so I'll write down 3 zeros on the right-hand side. Now I might see that there are 4 zeros on the right-hand side. Notice the last 3 zeros came from the zeros on the left, and the 4th zero came from our product of 4,730. Our final number sentence is 946 times 5,000 is equal to 4,730,000. Lastly, try this one. It's a little bit trickier, but see if you can figure it out using the pattern from the last lesson and what you've learned from this lesson. You're going to multiply 720 times 200. Pause the video here and give it a try. Did you notice that both of them are a multiple of 100? Our 72 and our 2 can be pulled as a base problem. I can show my base problem by doing 72 times 2 to get me 144. I'll put 144 on the line. Now I'm going to notice the zeros. There is 1 zero that's attached to the 720 and 2 zeros attached to the 200. I'm going to count up all of the zeros on the left. So there are a total of 3 zeros on the left. Those 3 zeros on the left, I'm going to place them on the right-hand side as well. So my final number sentence is 720 times 200 is equal to 144,000. In review, when you're given multiplication problems where there are multiples of tens, hundreds, or thousands, you can break apart the multiplication problem into the base problem. Once you do the multiplication of the base problem, you can count the number of zeros on the left side and attach that number of zeros to the product on the right-hand side. Stay tuned to the next lesson on rounding to the multiples of tens, hundreds, and thousands.